you are an average of the 5 people that you hang around quite as oftenly. Your company will always accompany you. You see, we have 5 buckets in life to fill so that we can be able to have a proper life lived. So in today's video, we're going to look 5 buckets, or the 5 bucket principle, according to this great writer of our day and age, Steven Bartlett, the host of the Diary of a CEO, has a book, The Diary of a CEO, the 33 Laws of Business. Now, he outlines the 5 buckets where every one of us has in life, and we need to fill them in the right order. You may ask yourself, what are these 5 buckets? Or what do these 5 buckets mean for me or for my life? I'm a student, I'm a business person, I'm just a parent, I'm looking for a career so that I can plug in. How is this 5 bucket principle going to impact my life? So sit back and relax. So we start with the first bucket, which is knowledge. What do you know? What is your knowledge level in terms of your bucket? What do you know, and how well do you know it? As referred to a previous video that I had stated, that knowledge is not only power, but it is potential power. As long as you have knowledge, you have something substantial that you can be able to use it for the next, or for anything in life. Knowledge is one heavy foundation in which we really need to have for our lives. Anything that you know is something valuable for you. As long as you know something, it opens up a world that you might not know that you actually knew. So this bucket is very key in our lives. As we are starting out in our lives, there's one thing that we really need to fill. This is the knowledge bucket. How are you going to fill it? Is it in the books that you're going to read? Could it be in the videos that you're going to watch? Could it be in the conversations that you're going to have with your fellow men and women? This is an important bucket because we are going to address you with how we know you as. So what do you know? Do you even know yourself? Studying yourself, understanding yourself, knowing your environment. Knowledge is not only power, and I'll repeat, it is potential power. Ensuring this knowledge is working for you, now that is when you build up on the second bucket. That is the skill bucket. Now for this one, you're ensuring what you know, you're putting it into practice. As we had outlined earlier on, you just having knowledge will not help you. But when you put that knowledge into practice, now that builds up something in your life. Let's say, for example, you have a knowledge on IT. Now when you're practicing fixing people's computer, now that is a skill. Let's say you're blessed with coding in terms of ensuring the networking of a computer is perfectly done. As long as you're putting that skill into practice, now you're building up on your knowledge. You're still filling up your first bucket. That is the knowledge bucket. Are we together? Now, the skill feeds up from the knowledge bucket. But as you're increasing on your skill, you're also feeding the knowledge bucket. So these buckets are working together. And you can't have one while you don't have the other. You can't say you're skilled in camera work, but you don't know anything about the camera. You can say that I'm skilled with accounting, where else you have no knowledge about accounting. So these 2 buckets are very key in our lives, are very key even as we're building up on towards our careers. Probably you want to choose a career. Is it going to fill your knowledge bucket, or is it going to fill your skill bucket? This is going to help us even as we choose, even probably the businesses that you're going to get into. Is it going to improve my skill-based bucket or my knowledge-based? And even as we build on the knowledge and the skill, the third bucket is the network. As you're putting in your knowledge into practice through your skills, you start networking. And as the old adage goes, your network is your net worth. As long as you can tap to a certain network, be sure you can be able to access anything in this world. As long as I know one person, I know that one person can link me to someone else. I remember, I can't quite point a finger who said this, that any person that you need to talk to in this world, you're just one network away from talking to them. That statement in itself is just how powerful networks are. Probably you need to talk to the president of this nation. You're just one person away from reaching out to him. You don't know, maybe the network of the person who's your neighbor is the one who's going to link you up to him. Probably you need to reach out to maybe the best photographers in the world. You're just one network away. So what kind of networks are you building? Are you putting yourself out there well enough to build enough networks for yourself? This is also a challenge to myself. I've been considering myself as an expert introvert in terms of going out. How well am I putting myself out there to be well networked with people? Probably I need to understand the whole business of content creation. How well am I placing myself out there? I need to be a proper businessman, a multi-billionaire probably in this day and age. Am I hanging out where those people are? As they say, there's nowhere you can be in a slaughterhouse and you miss to have blood. So your network is really important. You can't say that you're a teacher and you don't have chalk. Well, that is for the previous ages. Currently they are using smart and all these digital thingies. But that is a saying to just say that your network is as important as your net worth. How you will want to be referred as will highly be influenced with the people you're hanging around with. And as it's always said, you are an average of the 5 people that you hang around quite as oftenly. Your company will always accompany you. So that is very key. So even as you're filling your knowledge, your skill bucket, what kind of network are you building up on? What kind of network are you associating your life with? Because yes, your knowledge might introduce you to a certain skill, and with that being your skill, now it introduces you to a certain network of people. And with this network, now it introduces the 4th bucket. That is the resources bucket. You can get anything in this world as long as you know someone who has that thing. The resources are coming because you have a knowledge and you have a skill bucket. And as you're putting into the work of these 2 buckets, people are paying you or people are appreciating you with their resources. They're either appreciating you with time or they're either appreciating you monetarily. How are you putting up your resources bucket? Are people putting in money with the skill that you're having? Or can you be able to earn from the skill that you have? Can you be able to earn from the network that you are in? Probably you know in your network there's someone who has a special need of something. Do you know how to solve it? Now that person is going to pour out resources to that need. because you're solving a problem. People are always having problems, and when you're solving their problems, they are going to pay you to solve their problems. So what kind of resources are you pulling? You have the resource of time. You have the resource of people paying you for your skill. How are you feeling this resource? Because at the end of the day, we are getting these resources so that we can build up on our skill, on our knowledge, and on our network. The fifth and the final bucket is your reputation. At the end of the day, as you build up on this life with the resources, with the network and the skills, who do we know you as? What's the kind of reputation would you want to leave into this earth? What kind of legacy would you want to leave into this earth? What is your reputation? And even as you look into your life, amongst all these buckets, which bucket do you feel has not been filled up yet? What kind of reputation? When someone says, we should hire a certain company for photography, what kind of reputation do they say about it? At least I'm sure with the reputation of the people that I work with, Tag House is always the best because these guys always deliver on time, quality work, and they are always diligent with what they do. What kind of reputation do you have? What kind of reputation does your company have? What kind of reputation does even the network of the people that you're with, what kind of reputation do they have? Yes, you can be the best person in something. You have the skill, you have the knowledge, you have the right networks and resources. But unfortunately, your reputation might come and wipe everything out. The beauty about this analogy is it helps us to build up on our lives on a certain systematic way. Because imagine if you're chasing reputation without knowledge and skill. Now that is the situation whereby you see someone is a huge social media sensation, we just worship and adore them, but when we come to ask them what they know nothing. You can't fill your reputation fast. You can't build a certain reputation fast without you having a certain skill, without you not having a certain knowledge, without you not having the proper resources or even the right networks. So this is how for you to build a legacy. Build up your knowledge, build up on your skill, your network, your resources, and ensure all these are encapsulated on something we call a proper reputation. You can leave a legacy, and I believe you can do this by filling all your buckets in the right order. So till next time, enjoy and fill your buckets in the right order. Peace.